We have few skill badges, right? Each skill badge is around 5 to 6 hours. So you will need around 30 hours for one track. And it's your choice whether you need to complete only one track or both the tracks, right? You can complete any of the one, whatever interests you, right? Okay. And when you go into a skill badge, so each skill batch will be having labs, few number of labs, right? That you need to complete all of them, right? And first you need to enroll in this quest and just go through all the labs. And a few labs are do not track your progress, right? You can just go complete them, and they don't have a minimum criteria basically to complete. Like for example, you don't need to score 70 or 80 points to complete that lab. Even if you score 10 to 15 points in it, you will be advancing through the next lab, right? But few of them will be having the criteria like you need to complete all of the tasks given in that particular lab, then only you will be able to advance to the next lab, right? So yeah, this is the one. And one more thing I need to clear is Apur will be going through the basically why you need to do all these tracks, right? What's the necessity of doing all this program? Because obviously it's not the price that we are talking about. You obviously that's a good thing if you are getting price for doing all this labs, but that should not be the ultimate target, right? Ultimate target should be the one Apur will be discussing right now. So all these labs will be really helpful in those things, the Google Cloud and ML tracks, and the test basically that Google takes, right? Apoor will be putting light on the importance of it and how you can just prepare for those tests. So Apoor, over to you.
Thank you, Maz. Uh, well, good evening, everyone, and well, thank you for joining. Make sure that you don't go to some YouTube channel and look for some solution for that. Okay, that won't be helpful for you. The other thing that I want to share is I'll share my screen. Okay. So, how many of you have already gone through the documentation while doing one or two labs or any number of labs? Can you just raise your hands? I won't be asking any questions from that. Don't worry.
Also, one thing, if you are having doubts, you can start writing them in the inbox, and we will take uh, take a look into them alongside.
Yeah, thank you, Mas. So the thing is that whenever you are doing some lab, there are small hyperlinks. Suppose you are doing one lab and there comes a keyword Kubernetes. So if you don't know what is Kubernetes and you complete that lab, you just copy paste the command and get the answers. That is not increasing your learning, right? And most of you might be going through documentation. If you are going through that, that's well and good. And if you are not, just try that you go through the documentation, look for that, and see what it is about. You should know even the basics like what is compute engine, what are instances, how are they, kind of how do you select which instance to choose, and the different things that you will come to know over time. So this is one thing that you should keep in mind. Always go through documentation. Never be scared of reading documentation because it is really important that you study that. Why I am saying that, why I'm pressing hard on that is this. So there is one exam known as Associate Cloud Engineer. That is once you get some experience on Google Cloud, how to do these things. You make some project. Once you complete all the labs, you learn how to deploy any website over that or scale any website. So these things come handy. when you prepare for Associate Cloud Engineer exam. So, Associate Cloud Engineer exam is basically to test your skills on Google Cloud, and you are tested upon if you can set up a cloud solution environment, you can plan and configure a cloud solution. So, cloud solution is basically a company always requires to uh, manage their revenue so that they are not overexpanding on these resources. So these cloud resources are really expensive, and they want that they use them in the efficient way. So this thing is what we call planning and configuration of a cloud solution. Deploy and implement a cloud solution. So basically, how to deploy and implement some particular cloud solution that you are using for some problem statement. Ensure successful operation of a cloud solution. So you should know if there's some problem. Suppose there are hundreds of users or millions of users trying to access a particular website. So the server load may be high. If you are not getting these keywords, that's totally fine. I'm just trying to give you a bigger picture. So if many people are using a website, definitely server goes down. You must have seen in government websites most of the time. So this is something that is managed at the compute engine instances, that you use load balancers and other stuff to manage such things and not letting the website go down. The last thing is configure access and security. So there is one important concept of identity and access management. So you will read about it once you do some labs, and you will come to know that why it is more important to keep your cloud secure, keep the things private, or keep the things public that you want. So this is what comes in the configure access and security. I would highly recommend that you go through documentation and see that after some time, maybe 1 or 2 months or later, when you gain some experience, hands-on experience on some projects as well, you go for the certification exam if you feel like. Uh, I'll share some resources. You will get some resources on mail as well on some books that are recommended for the same. But don't focus on that right now. Just focus on learning and completing the labs. You will eventually go through this particular path. Uh, I guess this is pretty much that I wanted to share here. And well, you all are doing good job. And I would like to congratulate Mars and all the team that have been doing hard work over this and helping people with their doubts as well. So, Mars, on to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Apur. Okay, just for a demonstration, I will go through a lab, uh, the tour of Quick Labs and Google Cloud. I choose this lab because it is having the steps that are common to each and every lab that you are going to do in both the tracks. Right, you will be needing to create a temporary ID of yourself and use that ID to get the 45-minute subscription of Google Cloud. Please note that you won't be able to access the credentials once the lab is over. So it's a temporary identity of yours, not the permanent, right? So it is only meant for the tasks that are given in that particular lab. Okay, so I will just demonstrate this IAM thing. Okay, so now my lab is started, and I have 45 minutes, and these username and basically this IAM I have got here. This is only valid for 45 minutes, right? And project ID that way, like in GCP, each project is identified by a unique ID. It's a globally unique ID. So project is basically a collection of services. Services may have a load balancer, for example, installed in your project, a database service, right? So project is basically a collection of service, and in project you have roles, the IAM that Apu just discussed. So IAM manages what rights a particular user can have in a particular project. For example, you have a company that has one project associated with that, and in that particular company, you will be having roles. For example, a developer role, DevOps role, these kind of things, right? So you can assign those roles in a given project, right? I will open the console. these steps will remain common for each and every lab. So you don't need to worry about this IAM in the next labs. Just follow the same step. So I would recommend to do this labs in incognito mode. So since you can have large number of emails like here associated with this, so that's why it's recommended to do these labs in incognito mode. You'll be having a single identity over there. And in password section, I will just paste this thing. Also, if you get two options while you click on Start Lab, one should be the subscription and the other should be the, I guess, token. It asks for entering the token. So you choose the subscription option over here because since you are getting a subscription of 1 month here, right? Okay. Now you can see this unique ID that is given to me, and the project name is this. Project ID is also the same that I got. Okay, and you need to accept it, right? So all these services now open to you. You can just go and enable any of the services, right? So this MCQ will get open once you start the lab. You can go along, just read all these things. I would highly recommend to read all this, right, along with the hyperlinks as well. And yeah, you can just test yourself alongside. Okay. Now once all these steps I have already done, sign in also I have done. This is basically the manual for the lab, right? For example, when we are doing labs in our classes, we have uh, observations and all procedure of the lab. So this is basically the procedure of the lab, how you are going to do step by step, right? Okay, these all I have already done. Projects also I have demonstrated what exactly is the project. Yeah. Now comes the important part, the navigation menu in Google Cloud. This is where all the services associated with GCP are lying, right? So IAM thing and APIs and all the services, the Kubernetes services, VMware, Compute Engine. Compute Engine is will be largely used by you when you are doing the labs because Compute Engine is responsible for creating virtual instances for you where you can work just like you do in your local machine, right? If you are having any doubt related to these terms, you can just put in the chat box. I will take it alongside. So it is asking me to go to the navigation bar and explore it, the different services they have. They have even described it. You just go through all of this. What is compute? What is networking service? What's the big data service and the artificial intelligence services, right? And this link, this hyperlink, you can just open in new tab and read it and understand how exactly they are working under the hood, right? See, this IAM, this is important for each and every cloud provider. IAM is also present in AWS, Amazon Web Services, and you will find it in each and every cloud provider. So just open it and go through it. What is identity and access management in cloud, right? Again, this is test your understanding. The basically the content. I would say the rough architecture of each lab would remain same. You will be having definitions of each and every term. You will be having the procedure to do that lab, and alongside you can go for these MCQs. In this lab, they are not important; they are just optional. Although I would recommend to go through these MCQs as well. But in some labs, you will need to do these MCQs to clear that particular lab. Else, you won't be able to advance through the next lab, right? See, they have attached hyperlinks. So they are hyperlinks to the official documentation of GCP. So, for instance, they have demonstrated the Dialogflow API. So how do you know enable APIs and services, and you can type Dialogflow here, right? So I just enable this API. So I won't be going into technical parts of what this dialog API is, but it depends on related labs. So it will be having Google Maps API that you can enable and then use those endpoints provided in that API in your application, right? I just enable it. It will automatically shut down once the lab session is complete, right? Okay, so yeah, this was about the lab, how you are going to do. And once you do the lab, you can just end it if you have already done. And the track will be like your all the progress will be tracked in the lab guide. Then you can just go on to the different lab and creating the identity and access management session of yours and enabling the self. So any doubt in the technical aspect of things, like while you are doing the labs, you faced any of the technical term that still you couldn't understand. Also, both these tracks you need to complete before 27th of October. And once you do one of the tracks, you may also get subscription for the next month. Apurv, I guess we don't have doubts here. So can we wrap up?
Yeah, uh, sure. Uh, Thank you, Mars, for this session. And we will be having this doubt session each week. Plus, from next week,
What if?
we will have some
Yeah.
kind of
What if?
learning as well. So you will get notified about that. So you can always ask your doubt on WhatsApp group as well.
Yeah, I have a question. This Ahmed, what if I don't have a prior? See, APIs. That's why we were talking about this. They have given all the hyperlinks in each lab, right? So you can click on those hyperlinks and go through the concept and technical aspects of APIs, right? Also, we have like you can even follow some third-party tutorial as well for understanding APIs, right? So, would highly recommend to first go through the concepts, like what exactly does it mean? As I talked about NLP, like if you are interested in NLP, then only just you can go through the lab. Don't just go for the prizes. Just complete the labs by following the random YouTube tutorial. That's not a good practice. First, understand the concepts. You have lot of time, right? 1 month is more than enough for understanding this. Check this out, and you will, yeah, you can follow this.